So good evening, everyone. And first, let me just kind of take a deep breath to soak it all in, because, you know, they say you get your 15 minutes of fame, and I'm thinking this is my moment. So I'm taking it in, and I'm just looking and looking around, and I'm like, and can I just appreciate how good everybody looks tonight? Because I do love how they say about Minnesota, how we never like to dress up, and when we go out, we go out in our jeans. No matter what the occasion is, we got jeans on. And I'll tell you, y'all got the memo tonight. So everybody stepped up to the plate. So give yourself a round of applause. So I stand here tonight in front of you. I'm going to say at about 6'3" tonight, because I'm going to wear a little heel, so I'm giving myself a little bit more height tonight. But not just because I worked hard, because so many incredible people in this room, my sisters, my brother, my family, my daughter, all of the people who came here for me tonight to remind me that my voice really does matter. Thank you. So my journey in sports has been a true testament to that belief, because from my early days in basketball to competing at the collegiate level at the University of Minnesota, to being a sports broadcaster, to sitting on that board bank. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Tim. Love you guys. I have learned that every victory is always built with the same two things, and that is teamwork and support. And you can't do it without those two things. So I want to tell you about the most important person in my life, and she is no longer with us. But I want you to know about my mother, who I lost last year. And Kim Nelson, I don't know how you stood up here tonight and kept yourself together, but my very amazing, fabulous mother, my Irish mother, was kind of the queen of unwavering belief. She had a belief in all of her kids, but she always made me believe that I could do anything. And so I remember when we were kids and we had a farm up in northern Minnesota, and I kind of laughed because Sharon, I'm not sure where you're sitting, but oh, you're right here, Sharon. Okay, you made me laugh with your story about how when you first got to Minnesota and everybody talked about going to the cabin, and Sharon thought it was just one cabin. Like, where is this cabin that everybody goes to? So we didn't have a cabin on a lake. It was a farm, 40 acres up in northern Minnesota in a little small town called Duquette, Minnesota. And we went up there for summers, and we would go to the general store on the weekends. And when we would walk into the store, I always noticed that everyone would always stare at me. And I remember asking my mom, why does everyone always stare at me when I walk into the store? And my mom just said, without even blinking, some people go their whole lives without being noticed. You were meant to be noticed. So that moment has stuck with me throughout my whole entire life, and as I've kind of navigated the competitive world of sports, where standing out often feels like both a privilege and a big responsibility. If we look at the history for Black women in this country, it tells us that what we do is never a solo act. And if we look at the generations that came before us, and you look at the hidden figures who did it with their math, and the warriors who stood on the front lines of justice, and the visionaries who went beyond their circumstances and saw something different. Some of their names we know, and some of them we don't. But we do know that our success has always been communal. And so we rise because someone before us reached back and held out a hand and said, come on, sis, you're coming with. And so those in this room who have held out that hand, and you know who you are, and my family who has held that hand out continuously, and to a lot of mentors in this room who've been willing to pull me through with that hand, I say thank you, because without you, there is no me. So throughout my sports career, I've kind of encountered incredible women who have paved the way for me. Kathy Island, Madison. My community college coach had a belief in me and my potential long before I ever saw it in myself. And I remember standing on that court during my college days when I was named the captain at the University of Minnesota, realizing that these opportunities to be a captain at a Division I school was not afforded to all people. And so that reminded me that every dribble, every shot, every win was not just for myself. And when you were standing on that elevated court at Williams Arena, that's a pretty cool thing to do, you do it for those who came before you, and you're doing it for those who are going to come after you. So tonight, I want to honor every single person who saw something in me before I saw it in myself. Sister Dee Dee, shout out to you. And I want to honor my daughter, Jada. You, beautiful girl, are a bright, bright light. And you are on your way, shining brightly, so keep walking in that light and don't let anybody try to dull it, because you got it going on, girl. So I honor all the sisters in the room and all the women in this room who are doing that work for that next generation, because these are difficult times. And let's be honest, we all know that these are really difficult times, but if we really think about what history has taught us, is that we are built for this time. And we have always been the backbone, the builders, and the believers, so we can do this. So to every person in this room, keep reaching back, keep creating space, keep believing in someone until they believe in themselves, because that's the real measure of our success. It's not just what we achieve, it's who we bring along with us. So to all of you tonight, Sharon, for you putting this event on for us, for all of you who showed up, for the tables who came supporting me but supporting everybody in this room, Marnie Gellner for giving up a weekend away from your family when you miss so many weekends due to your work, everybody, that's what it takes to make this thing work. So thank you, I'm grateful, and oh, this was fun. My 15 minutes of fame. Thank you, everybody.